英語で国内ニュースです。優しい英語で今日の出来事をお届けします。
Ukraine's war situation is improving, with the Russian invasion stalling. Russian-controlled territory has decreased for 2 consecutive months as Ukraine reclaims land. Drone attacks on Russian supply routes and support bases are disrupting their rear, hindering offensives. Fuel shortages persist in Crimea due to refinery attacks. A Ukrainian drone commander stated Crimea will be isolated soon.
Ukrainian attacks are stirring discontent in Russian cities. Residents are now facing drone threats and fuel shortages due to refinery attacks. In Zelenograd, a drone hit an apartment on May 17th. St. Petersburg was also targeted by drones on June 3 and 6. Before an economic forum, economic concerns and internet restrictions are adding to public anxiety.
Late on June 12th, 2 bear sightings were reported near residential areas in Nishinomiya, Hyogo Prefecture. Police and the city are urging residents to be cautious. Separately, a trap was set on June 13th in a mountainous area of Kobe's Kita Ward, following a bear confirmation there on June 11th.
Iwate Prefecture's black bear population estimate has jumped from 3,700 to 5,200, thanks to better survey methods. On June 12, the Bear Management Council decided to remove the annual catch limit of 796 bears. The goal is to reduce bear-human encounters by increasing captures, focusing on bears in residential areas and buffer zones.
Japan's Emperor and Empress departed on June 13th for an official visit to the Netherlands and Belgium until June 26th. This is their first 2-country visit since the Reiwa era began, and the Empress's first since 2002. They left Haneda Airport around 11 a.m., greeting well-wishers before boarding their government plane.
A bill reforming Japan's criminal retrial system passed the House of Representatives Judicial Affairs Committee on June 12th. It is expected to pass the full House on June 16th. While supported by some parties, opposition members voiced concerns. Doubts remain regarding evidence disclosure and prosecutor appeals, leaving the bill's effectiveness for wrongful conviction victims questioned.
A 62-year-old man died in Tokyo on June 2nd after his LUUP electric scooter collided with a light truck. This is Tokyo's first fatal e-scooter accident on a roadway since traffic law revisions. The incident occurred at a complex intersection. Police are investigating, including if the scooter was going against traffic. LUUP had recently halved its accident compensation to 5 million yen.
U.S. and Iranian officials have stated that a memorandum of understanding aimed at ending hostilities could be signed within days. A Trump administration official indicated the agreement includes lifting the blockade of the Strait of Hormuz. Both parties expressed the possibility of reaching this significant agreement soon.
Prime Minister Takachi departed from Haneda Airport on June 13th afternoon for the G7 summit in France. Before leaving, she told reporters that the G7 would collaborate to lead efforts in addressing international challenges. Her visit aims to strengthen G7 unity and guide global responses to pressing issues.
The Hokkaido Community Chest, operating Red Feather Community Chest donations, has discovered at least 100 million yen is unaccounted for. The male Secretary General who solely managed these funds is suspected of embezzlement over several years. The Sapporo Regional Taxation Bureau's tax investigation in February revealed the missing money. The Community Chest now plans to file a criminal complaint against him.
次は社会のニュースです。
Prime Minister Takaichi is heading to France for the G7 summit, her first European trip. She will first meet with UK and Italian prime ministers. They will discuss economic security and their joint fighter jet project. Energy security, a key G7 theme due to the Iran situation, will also be addressed. PM Takaichi plans to propose initiatives for strengthening oil reserves.
Same-sex marriage is not legally recognized in Japan, making it the only G7 nation without national legal protection for same-sex couples. Lawsuits argue this violates constitutional rights. While many municipalities have partnership systems, they lack legal power. Same-sex couples face daily difficulties, such as being denied hospital visits or housing due to their relationship.
JASRAC, Japan's copyright management organization, has issued a guideline on AI-generated music. They state that music with both lyrics and melodies created by AI from simple instructions will not be considered copyrighted works. This is because such pieces are deemed to lack human creative contribution, addressing the rapid growth of AI-generated content.
In Hokkaido, 100 million yen from the red feather community chest is currently unaccounted for. Authorities suspect the secretariat head of embezzling the funds. This significant amount of money, intended for community support, has raised serious concerns about financial management within the organization. Investigations are ongoing into the alleged misconduct.
A woman has sued a Tokyo production company, seeking video deletion and 2.2 million yen in damages. She claims a street interview video posted online led to multiple defamatory comments. The company refused to remove it, citing a consent form she signed without full explanation. Her lawyer notes this type of lawsuit regarding street interviews is rare.
The government is considering reducing the consumption tax on food from 8% to 1% for 2 years, starting next April. However, experts doubt its long-term effectiveness against rising prices, suggesting any impact would be temporary. Conversely, the OECD recommends Japan gradually increase its consumption tax, which is currently among the lowest in member countries.
LDP Secretary General Shunichi Suzuki stressed that an amendment to the Imperial House Law must pass during the current Diet session. The amendment aims to ensure a stable number of imperial family members. He stated this crucial issue must be passed at all costs. However, an opposition leader voiced concern that this could undermine legislative consensus.
Victims of wrongful convictions and legal experts are urging revisions to a retrial bill in the Diet. They argue the proposed amendments are insufficient, citing concerns over limited evidence disclosure. Former exonerees shared experiences where crucial evidence was withheld for decades, emphasizing that all evidence, good and bad, should be presented for true justice.
The Emperor and Empress have departed for an official visit to the Netherlands and Belgium from June 13th to 26th. This marks their first two-country international visit in 24 years, and the Empress's first since 2002. They left Haneda Airport, greeted by Prince and Princess Akishino and other officials for their goodwill trip.
Multiple bear sightings have been reported in a residential area of Nishinomiya City, Hyogo Prefecture. Police received 2 calls from different individuals late at night, both describing a bear about 1 meter long. While police found no trace, they believe it is the same animal and are urging residents to remain vigilant.
次はビジネス関連のニュースです。
Japanese household stock and investment trust assets have doubled in 10 years, now exceeding 500 trillion yen. This growth is thanks to a strong market and the expanded NISA system. NISA, significantly improved in 2024, has made investing more common for younger generations. Low-fee investment trusts also played a role, attracting more funds.
Uber Technologies announced it became Japan's top ride-hailing app in April based on credit card data. Uber plans to invest over $2 billion or 320 billion yen in Japan over the next 5 years. The company aims to expand its business by attracting tourists and strengthening partnerships with taxi companies.
Elon Musk, 54, has become the world's first trillionaire with personal assets over $1 trillion. His company, SpaceX, achieved record fundraising in its IPO on June 12, fueled by high expectations. However, concerns exist regarding the risks of SpaceX's ambitious plans and potential stock price volatility.
Liberal Democratic Party Secretary General Suzuki emphasized prioritizing the revision of the Imperial House law. With just over a month left in the current parliamentary session, he reiterated the party's commitment to tackling this important issue before the session's end.
Prime Minister Takaichi departed from Haneda Airport on the afternoon of June 13 for the G7 summit in France. Before her departure, she told reporters that the G7 nations would cooperate to lead the international community in addressing global challenges.
Prime Minister Takaichi will propose a joint stockpiling cooperation initiative for critical minerals at the G7 summit. Japan plans to support nations in establishing systems to stockpile important minerals like rare earths. This initiative aims to promote mutual cooperation among G7 members.
On June 12, the yen weakened in the New York foreign exchange market. At 5 p.m., it traded at 160.15 to 160.25 yen against the dollar, a 27-cent appreciation. The market saw little movement as investors adopted a wait-and-see approach regarding potential U.S. iron talks.
Rising prices severely impact people with intractable diseases. Daily electric wheelchair charging increases electricity bills. Essential disposable gloves are more expensive due to material shortages. High gasoline prices make costly care taxis less affordable. These factors add significant financial burdens to their already challenging lives.
A cross-party council expects intensive discussions on reducing consumption tax for food items to begin at working-level meetings next week. The council aims to include the tax rate and implementation period in its interim report. Government and ruling party members are considering a 1% reduction starting next April.
JAL and ANA announced further increases in international fuel surcharges, effective from July. Due to soaring fuel prices, the highest surcharge for routes like North America and Europe will reach a record 65,000 yen. Surcharges are reviewed every 2 months to reflect fuel price changes.
では、スポーツニュースをお伝えします。
In the first match of Group D at the North American World Cup, the United States secured a decisive 4-1 victory over Paraguay. Striker Balogun was a key player, scoring 2 goals for the American team. This win marks a strong start in the tournament for the U.S.
Day 4 of the Soccer World Cup features key matches. Netherlands is favored against Japan, with Van Dijk leading their defense. Japan aims to neutralize De Jong and create quick attack chances, expecting goals from striker Ueda. Other games include Germany versus Curaçao, Ivory Coast versus Ecuador, and Sweden versus Tunisia.
The North American World Cup opened in Mexico City on June 11th. While the stadium buzzed with excitement, large protests against the event occurred outside. Some demonstrators turned violent, clashing with police. This created an unusual opening day, with cheers from inside contrasting sharply with confrontations on the streets.
The 2026 Soccer World Cup will feature a record 48 teams. The first group stage divides these teams into 12 groups, with 4 teams in each. The full schedule and results for all First League matches will be updated regularly, presented in chronological order by Japan time.
Dodgers pitcher Roki Sasaki had his worst career outing against the White Sox on June 12th. With Shohei Ohtani resting, Sasaki struggled in the 5th inning. he surrendered 7 earned runs on 7 hits and 3 walks in 4,1/3 innings, leading to his early exit. His ERA is now 4.76.
Brewers pitcher Jacob Misiorowski made MLB history on June 12 against the Phillies. He threw a fastball at 104.5 miles per hour, 168.2 kilometers per hour. This is the fastest pitch ever recorded by a starting pitcher since tracking began in 2008, setting a new world record. The 24-year-old struck out Kyle Schwarber with this powerful pitch.
Brewers pitcher Jacob Misiorowski delivered a historic performance on June 12th. Against the Phillies, he threw a one-hitter with 15 strikeouts for his first career shutout. He completed the game in just 95 pitches, a Maddox. His 15 strikeouts in a Maddox are the most in history, making him a Cy Young Award frontrunner.
18-year-old Rin Kubo won her 3rd consecutive 800-meter title at the Japan Track and Field Championships on June 13th. She finished in 2 minutes, 1:54 seconds, making a comeback in the final straight. This achievement, the first in 20 years, also secured her selection for the national team at the Asian Games.
The regional tournaments for the Summer National High School Baseball Championship have begun in Okinawa Prefecture, marking the earliest start nationwide. The Okinawa tournament, held at Okinawa Cellular Stadium Naha, features 56 teams competing for a spot in the national championship.
続いて、国際ニュースです。
U.S. and Iranian officials stated on June 12 that a memorandum to end fighting might be signed soon. The U.S. says it includes opening the Strait of Hormuz and lifting the U.S. blockade of Iranian ports. Iran's foreign minister mentioned 14 points to be signed remotely. Iran wants to charge fees for Hormuz passage, which President Trump's administration opposes.
President Trump announced on June 12 that a top leader of Venezuela's Tren de Aragua drug cartel was killed. Hector Rustenford Guerrero Flores, known as Nino Guerrero, died in a swift U.S. military attack. The cartel is a U.S.-designated terrorist organization. President Trump stated the operation was conducted in close cooperation with Venezuelan friends.
U.S. AI startup Anthropic announced on June 12 that it is stopping the provision of its AI model Claude Mythos 5 to all customers. This model is known for its high ability to find software vulnerabilities. The decision was made following an order from the U.S. government, halting its widespread availability.
Elon Musk's company, SpaceX, went public on the NASDAQ in New York on June 12. The company, involved in space development and AI, raised approximately $75 billion, equivalent to about 12 trillion Japanese yen. This amount marks it as the largest fundraising in history for a public listing.
The UN Human Rights Monitoring Mission in Ukraine reported on June 12 that civilian casualties in May totaled 2,037. This is the highest monthly figure since April 2022, shortly after Russia's invasion. The number increased by 93% from last May, attributed to increased Russian attacks on urban areas.
At the Strait Forum in Xiamen on June 13th, China's Wang Huning stated China resolutely opposes separatist activities by Taiwan independence forces and interference by external forces. This statement serves as a warning to Taiwan's Lai Ching-te administration and the United States. Wang emphasized that compatriots on both sides of the strait are all Chinese.
India's Foreign Minister Jaishankar strongly protested to U.S. Secretary of State Rubio on June 13th. This followed a U.S. military attack off Oman that killed 3 Indian sailors on a Palau-flagged oil tanker. 3 Indian crude ships have been attacked this month, intensifying criticism. Jaishankar called the fatal attack unjustifiable.
South Korea has decided to apply for membership in the Trans-Pacific Partnership. The government plans to announce this decision later this month. Japan is expected to support South Korea's bid. The issue of South Korea's import restrictions on Japanese marine products will be handled separately, considering improving bilateral relations.
The Seoul Central District Court on June 12 sentenced former South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol to 30 years in prison. He was found guilty of general treason for allegedly ordering drones over Pyongyang. This action was reportedly intended to create a pretext for declaring a state of emergency in December 2024.
Prime Minister Takaichi departed from Haneda Airport on the afternoon of June 13th for the G7 summit in France. Before leaving, she told reporters that the G7 would cooperate to lead responses to international challenges. Her statement emphasized the G7's role in addressing global issues.
続いて、文化・芸能ニュースをお伝えします。
Singer-songwriter Naoto Inti Raimi, 46, postponed his Niigata concert on June 13th due to poor health. The announcement came just 6 hours before the show, stating he had been unwell for 2 days. It was difficult to deliver a satisfactory performance. Tickets remain valid for a rescheduled show, with refunds offered if canceled.
Table tennis medalist Ai Fukuhara, 37, made her first TV appearance in 3 years on June 13th. She discussed her new husband, revealing they married last year and had a child. He is a non-celebrity who loves cooking, making dishes like tacos. Fukuhara also noted his un-Japanese looks.
Japan's Broadcasters Association, NAB, released recommendations on June 12th to promote gender equality. It urged companies to reform male-dominated workplaces, citing human rights concerns. Last July, women held 29.1% of permanent positions and 17.1% of management roles. NAB defines gender equality as a human rights and management issue.
Actress Kumiko Goto, 52, and former F1 racer Jean Elisi, 62, have ended their nearly 30-year common-law marriage. Her agency announced on June 12th they would go their separate ways. The couple, engaged in 1995, have 3 children, including a model and a racing driver.
Zaburo Kitajima, 89, received a Special Achievement Award at the M-Music Awards Japan Enka Kyokyoku Division on June 12th. He expressed joy, saying he's walked a single path for nearly 90 years, and sang Matsuri. The Best Song Award went to Showa and Mitsuri for Bokura no Kuchibue.
The Music Awards Japan ceremony was held on June 13th. Kenshi Yonezu's Iris Out won Best J-Pop Song Award and Best Japanese Song in Asia. Orange Range's 2007 hit Ikenai Taiyo received Best Revival Song. Sakin Action also won Best Anime Song and Best Rock Band.
British contemporary artist David Hockney died at his home on June 11th at 88. The cause of death was not disclosed. Born in 1937, Hockney was known for vibrant works depicting everyday scenes like pools after moving to Los Angeles. His representative work is A Bigger Splash, 1967.
Actor Toshio Kurosawa revealed that Ken Matsudaira has provided long-term support to Tamao Nakamura. Kurosawa reportedly commented, "I said too much," after making this disclosure. This suggests a lengthy, private arrangement between the two entertainers, now brought to light by Kurosawa's unexpected remarks.
The U.S. Justice Department approved Paramount Skydance's $110 billion acquisition of Warner Bros. Discovery on June 12th. This decision, expected to benefit competition, moves closer to forming a giant media conglomerate. European regulatory approval is still needed, and some U.S. states are considering lawsuits.
actress Nan will appear in a Fuji TV drama for the first time in 12 years, marking her full return to terrestrial TV. She was seen filming for Tokyo Middle 30, a July drama. After gaining fame in 2013, she mainly worked in film. Her gradual terrestrial TV comeback began in 2025.
今日のニュースは以上です。最後までお付き合いいただき、ありがとうございました。おやすみなさい。